right. Hope Matthew McConaughey doesn't have that trademark. Real quick, I got you on a time lapse, so I didn't really describe anything just what just happened, but you saw all of this get built, and I did have this piece, the end post and the top rail already cut yesterday, and they were ready to go. So when I'm working by myself, you saw how I tacked this together before I did anything, and then I set it up there, tacked the top, and then came down here and plumbed the post, and then tacked it on. So the angles here, so once again, whatever your stringer angle is, that's going to determine your angles for your pipe rails. So this is 33.5. That means this angle here is 33.5. This angle here is 33.5. This angle, and this angle, and even this angle are all 33.5. So the only different angle is going to be this one here. And so that's more of that's a compound angle. So this one 33.5, you just subtract that from 90, because remember, if you watched my last video talking about angles and finding stair angles and stuff, this angle here and that angle right there are going to always equal 90 degrees. So you've got 33.5. That means 90 minus 33.5 is 56.5. And you're going to split that, so you got 28.25. So this piece here was cut with a 28.25. This post here was cut with a 28.25, and so that determines your angles. And then what you have to do, a little trick you can use, I don't know if you can see it, I've got a mark there, and basically all I do is I take a speed square, one of the most utilized tools in your toolbox, put it down right there and mark it. Basically that way I know exactly where the post hits here. So that's my inside to inside dimension. Now this one's a little bit tougher. What I do here is I just run the tape measure. I don't know if you saw in the time lapse or not, but I run the tape measure to that. Down here, now you can use this same method. You can basically just put this, square it. You can just square this here, put a line, come down here, do the same thing, and then just measure line to line. And then you add for your 5/16 cope. If you have not watched one of our last videos, it was about coping, how to use a angle coper, the Bailey coper, and then also our Scotchman ironworker for doing straight copes. So that gives you your inside dimension, and then you add your 5/16 on each end for your copes, and then you get nice straight pretty lines here. And if you saw me measuring, what I was doing is you can see I've got this line here. This is nothing but a reference line, so I can kind of get a guide of where to go. But then I also measure, in this particular case, inside to inside here. This dimension is 14.25. This is at 20 inches, which is halfway from the top. This rail is 40 from top to bottom. So I put these mid posts exactly in the middle at 20 inches, and therefore that gives me, I think it's right at 14.25, and that way I can just measure and gauge it. Your goal is, of course, to get these copes as tight as you can. That's less welding, less grinding, and just honestly looks a lot better. So, but let's get back to the video. I've already got the end pieces pre-made just because it's easier to make these on the table. This is the piece that comes down here, and it's called the grab rail. And voila, voila. There you go. So they're just tacked, but I will show you what a finished product looks like. So now, as you see, this piece here up to there. Same thing on this side, and then up here at the top, you can't see that way here. I made those yesterday. They were already done. I finished them last night. Basically what I do is I just cut the pieces so you have this little jut out here, this piece and this piece, bunch of angles. They can be kind of confusing, but what I do is just kind of lay them out, draw them out, and I make diagrams. And then what I had to do is tack them on, get my correct height here. This is a grab rail. This is a guardrail. So this, the height of this guardrail from the nose of this step straight vertical up to the top of the guardrail is 42 inches. This grab rail, it can vary. This particular one is 35, I think is what the drawing called for. So from the nose of the step, you always measure from the nose, and this is exactly what the step's gonna look like. So you'll have 5 more, you'll have 2 more down here, then you'll have another 1, 2, 3 here, and then a platform that goes across here that's also galvanized bar grating. So this, always measure from the nose, straight vertical up. You can take a like a 4-foot level or something and hold it and get it plumb and measure up, and then to the top right here of the grab rail, because this is what you're gonna hold on to, is 34 to 38 inches. So if I'm here standing on the step, this is gonna be, for me, I'm pretty tall, so it's gonna be about at my hip. But this is, you know, safe to grab onto. That's your grab rail. You can use this too by any means. It's, you know, no law says you can't. But that's a guardrail, and this is a grab rail. So now you know the difference. So they're all wrapped up, and I'll take you outside and show you what it looks like when they're all done and grinded and welded. So that's all we got to do on this one is weld all these up, wrap the welds. We'll leave this. We won't attach this yet because it's easier to grind all this stuff, all this up here, everything that got welded. It's easier to grind it when this is not here because you can't get behind some of these, can't get in here with a grinder with this grab rail on. So get it all welded up and grind it all smooth, and it'll look something like this. And here it is. Hopefully you can see this. I've got this in my storage trailer because it's got to be primed, and it's North Carolina, and you can get a storm come in, and it's not like Florida, but we still get some random rain here and there. They're calling for rain at the end of the week, so until I get a couple of these ready to prime, just stick it in here out of the weather. But you can see it's all welded and grinded. This one is complete, and it will get primed. If you see like little small spots like this here, little pinholes, it's not a hole in the weld, it's just where, you know, we didn't grind it or something. The primer fills all that in, and when it's primed, it will be slick as a baby's butt. So this one's all done. Got the little brackets here. We'll put that on the one you just saw. They're already made. Like I said, we just don't put that on until we mount the grab rail. But that's what it looks like. And this one's laying down, so normally this platform here would be up at 48 inches. 48 inches is where the height of the door threshold these are going on. And then we'll install 6 bar grate treads that bolt in, 3 bolts in the back that go in the concrete wall, and then there's a clip here and another one here, 3 by 3 by quarter angle with a 3/4 inch hole. Get a 1/2 inch anchor 6 inches deep into the concrete. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Time lapse is kind of a good way to see a lot of stuff because it takes a while to do these. Takes probably 2 days, maybe a little more actually, with all the cutting and stuff like that, the prep work, doing all your stringers. This gets laid out. We've got a jig because we do so many of these. This gets laid out, capped, drill all the holes, and then the platform on the top gets built on the table. And then of course you saw the handrails. So anyway, hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video.